What does it take to turn the tide of history? Can a small group of determined individuals, armed with nothing but faith and unity, overcome an army that outnumbers them 3-1? This is the story of the Battle of Badr, a clash not just of swords and shields, but of ideologies, faith, and the unyielding human spirit. It's a story that changed the course of history and laid the foundation for one of the world's great religions. But what really happened on that fateful day in 624 AD, and what can we learn from it today? The year was 624 AD. The Arabian Peninsula was a land of harsh deserts, tribal rivalries, and deep-seated traditions. In the city of Mecca, a man named Muhammad had begun preaching a new faith, Islam. His message of monotheism, social justice, and equality challenged the status quo, earning him both followers and fierce enemies. The powerful Quraysh tribe, who controlled Mecca, saw Muhammad as a threat to their authority and way of life. Persecution of Muslims grew so severe that Muhammad and his followers were forced to flee to Medina, a journey known as the Hijrah. But even in Medina, the Muslims were not safe. The Quraysh, led by the ruthless Abu Jahl, were determined to crush this nascent community. Tensions escalated, and it became clear that a confrontation was inevitable. The stage was set for a battle that would decide the fate of Islam and the future of Arabia. The eve of battle. On the eve of the Battle of Badr, the air was thick with tension. The Muslim camp was a stark contrast to the confident, well-equipped Quraysh army. Muhammad's followers numbered only around 300, many of them poorly armed and inexperienced in battle. They were farmers, merchants, and shepherds, not soldiers. Yet, as they gathered around their leader, there was a sense of purpose that transcended fear. Muhammad stood before his companions, his voice calm yet powerful. "Tomorrow, we fight not for power or glory," he said, "but for our right to believe and to live in peace. Trust in Allah, for He is our protector." His words ignited a fire within the hearts of his followers. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for their faith, their freedom, and their future. The battle begins. The sun rose over the arid landscape of Badr, a small oasis about 80 miles southwest of Medina. The Quraysh army, numbering around 1,000 men, advanced with confidence. They were well-armed, well-fed, and led by seasoned commanders. In contrast, the Muslims were outnumbered, outgunned, and exhausted from their journey. But they had one advantage. Their positioning near the wells of Badr gave them access to water, a critical resource in the desert. Before the battle commenced, Muhammad prayed fervently. "O Allah, if this small band perishes today, there will be none left to worship you," he pleaded. His prayer was not just for victory, but for divine guidance and protection. As the two armies faced each other, the tension was palpable. The Quraysh, led by Abu Jahl, were eager to crush the Muslims and put an end to Muhammad's movement once and for all. The first clash. The battle began with a series of duels. A Quraysh warrior named Al-Aswad bin Abdul Asad charged forward, vowing to drink from the Muslim well or die trying. Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib, Muhammad's uncle, stepped forward to meet him. The two clashed in a fierce duel, their swords ringing out across the battlefield. Hamza struck Al-Aswad's leg, then delivered a fatal blow, sending a wave of confidence through the Muslim ranks. Next, three Quraysh champions, Utbah ibn Rabi'ah, his brother Shaybah, and his son Al-Walid, emerged, challenging the Muslims to single combat. Three Muslim warriors, including Ali ibn Abi Talib and Ubaidah ibn al-Harith, accepted the challenge. The duels were swift and brutal. Ali and Hamza emerged victorious, but Ubaidah was mortally wounded. His sacrifice galvanized the Muslims, who carried him back to their lines as he breathed his last. The turning point. The Quraysh launched their first charge, their cavalry attempting to break through the Muslim lines. The Muslims, though outnumbered, held firm. Muhammad, stationed at the center, directed his forces with precision, reinforcing the flanks to prevent being outmaneuvered. The battle raged on, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. Exhaustion began to set in, but the Muslims fought with a determination that seemed almost superhuman. As the sun climbed higher, the tide began to turn. The Quraysh, confident in their numerical superiority, grew complacent. The Muslims, inspired by their faith and unity, pressed forward. Reports from the battlefield describe a sense of divine assistance, angels fighting alongside the Muslims, according to some accounts. Whether literal or symbolic, this belief gave the Muslims the strength to keep fighting. The final charge. Sensing an opportunity, Muhammad rallied his men for a final charge. "Forward for paradise!" he cried. The Muslims surged forward, their war cries echoing across the battlefield. The Quraysh, once so sure of their victory, began to falter. Their ranks broke, and they fled in disarray. The Battle of Badr was over. The Muslims had won. The victory at Badr was more than just a military triumph. It was a turning point in Islamic history. It proved that a small, determined group could overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. It solidified Muhammad's leadership and attracted more followers to Islam. But it also deepened the rift between the Muslims and the Quraysh, setting the stage for future conflicts. The Battle of Badr is often seen as a symbol of faith, unity, and divine intervention. But it also raises questions about the nature of leadership, the cost of conflict, and the role of religion in shaping history. Was the victory at Badr a miracle, or was it the result of strategic brilliance and unwavering determination? And what lessons can we draw from it today? Muhammad's leadership during the Battle of Badr has been both celebrated and criticized. Some see him as a visionary leader who united his followers and inspired them to achieve the impossible. Others argue that his actions were driven by a desire for power and control. The truth, as always, lies somewhere in between. What cannot be denied is the profound impact of his leadership on the course of history. The Battle of Badr also raises questions about the ethics of war. Was it justified for the Muslims to fight the Quraysh, or were they simply defending their right to exist? And what does the battle tell us about the role of faith in times of crisis? These are questions that continue to resonate today as we grapple with issues of religious freedom, conflict, and leadership. Muhammad, their leader, a beacon of hope and unwavering faith, rallies his people. He speaks of God's promise of justice prevailing over tyranny. His words resonate deep within their souls, igniting a spark of courage. He reminds them that their strength lies not in numbers, but in their unwavering belief in God. He speaks of patience and perseverance, of fighting for a just cause. His words are a call to action, a reminder that victory is not determined by the size of an army, but by the strength of their faith. The two armies clash on the dusty plains of Badr. The Meccan army, confident in their superior numbers, charges with fury. The Muslims, their hearts filled with faith and a fierce determination to defend their fledgling community, stand their ground. The air fills with the deafening clang of swords against shields, the cries of the wounded, the battle cries of both sides. Arrows darken the sky, finding their marks with deadly accuracy. The desert sand runs red with the blood of fallen warriors. Despite being outnumbered, the Muslims fight with unwavering courage, their faith a shield against fear. Every man fights with the knowledge that he defends not just his life, but the future of his faith. Amidst the chaos of battle, individual duels erupt. Champions from both sides step forward, their personal duels reflecting the larger clash of ideologies. The Muslims, fueled by their faith, fight with a ferocity that belies their numerical disadvantage. Their courage is tested, their resolve unwavering. Legends speak of divine intervention, of angels descending from the heavens to bolster the Muslim ranks. Stories of extraordinary bravery and sacrifice echo through the ages, tales that inspire future generations. These duels, more than just displays of individual might, become symbols of the struggle between faith and oppression, between right and wrong, a strategic triumph for the faithful. Muhammad, a skilled tactician as well as a spiritual leader, directs his forces with precision. He strategically positions his men, exploiting the terrain to their advantage. His commands ring out over the din of battle, each one calculated, each one crucial. The Muslims, inspired by their prophet's leadership and bolstered by their faith, begin to push back against the Meccan onslaught. What began as a desperate defense slowly turns into a strategic offensive. The tide of the battle begins to turn, the impossible seeming within reach. Victory's embrace, the aftermath of Badr. The final charge of the Muslim army shatters the Meccan ranks. The once mighty army, now demoralized and leaderless, breaks and flees the battlefield. Victory against all odds belongs to the Muslims. The desert sands, now silent save for the groans of the wounded, bear witness to a monumental victory. The victory at Badr is more than just a military triumph. It is a testament to the power of faith, the importance of unity, the allure of a just cause. The Muslims, outnumbered but not outmatched, had stared down death and emerged victorious. Their victory echoes through history, a testament to the power of courage and conviction. Echoes of Badr, the battle's enduring legacy. The Battle of Badr reverberates through history, its impact felt far beyond the dusty plains where it was fought. This pivotal clash between the early Muslims and the Quraysh tribe of Mecca is more than just a historical event. It is a symbol of resilience and divine support. It marks a turning point in the early history of Islam, solidifying the Muslim community and bolstering their faith. The victory at Badr was seen as a sign of divine favor, strengthening the resolve of the believers and uniting them under a common cause. It serves as a powerful reminder that even the smallest force can overcome overwhelming odds when armed with unwavering belief. The Muslim army, though vastly outnumbered, triumphed through their steadfast faith and strategic prowess, showcasing the power of conviction and unity. The stories of courage, sacrifice, and faith displayed at Badr become an integral part of Islamic tradition. These narratives are not just tales of the past, but are woven into the very fabric of Islamic teachings, serving as moral and spiritual lessons for future generations. They are passed down through generations, inspiring countless others to stand up for what they believe in, no matter the cost. The legacy of Badr is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the importance of standing firm in the face of adversity. The legacy of Badr lives on not in the bloodshed, but in the enduring power of its message. It reminds us that true victory lies not in the conquest of lands, but in the triumph of the human spirit and the unwavering commitment to one's principles. Beyond the battlefield, lessons in courage and conviction, the Battle of Badr offers timeless lessons that transcend the boundaries of time and culture. This pivotal moment in history is not just a tale of conflict, but a profound narrative of human spirit and resilience. It highlights the importance of unity and unwavering faith in the face of adversity. The soldiers, bound by a common purpose, demonstrated that collective strength can overcome even the most formidable of foes. It reminds us that true strength lies not in physical might, but in the courage of our convictions. The bravery displayed on the battlefield was a testament to the power of belief and the human spirit. The story of Badr teaches us that even the most daunting challenges can be overcome with unwavering belief in a just cause. The smaller force, driven by their righteous cause, triumphed against overwhelming odds. It underscores the importance of leadership, strategy, and the willingness to fight for what we hold dear. Effective leadership and meticulous planning were crucial in turning the tide of the battle. The lessons of Badr are not confined to the battlefield. They resonate in our daily lives, reminding us to face our own challenges with courage, conviction, and faith. Whether in personal struggles or professional endeavors, the spirit of Badr inspires us to persevere and remain steadfast in our beliefs. In every era, the essence of Badr's lessons remains relevant. They teach us that with unity, strong leadership, and an unshakable belief in our cause, we can overcome any obstacle. These principles guide us not only in times of conflict but also in our everyday lives, encouraging us to stand firm and act with integrity. A timeless message, inspiration for the modern world. In our modern world, fraught with its own complexities and conflicts, the story of Badr continues to resonate. It serves as a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, even when faced with overwhelming opposition, we must never lose sight of our values, our principles, our faith. The Battle of Badr, though fought centuries ago, speaks to the very core of what it means to be human, to strive for justice. The Battle of Badr is more than just a historical event. It's a story of courage, faith, and the power of unity. It reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, we can achieve greatness if we stand together and believe in something greater than ourselves. But it also challenges us to reflect on the cost of conflict and the responsibilities of leadership. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, history is not just about what happened, it's about what we can learn from it.